I pulled clorinde an entire year ago, and as embarrassing as it is to admit, she is still level 70. I cannot remember why I stopped building her in the slightest, but you know what? It's never too late to start fixing a build, and that's exactly what I'll be doing in this video. What is up, Shark Bites? My name is Sharkilly, and this is clorinde's special episode. So I accidentally started farming without realizing that I hadn't done the introduction yet. Her weapon was level 80 at the beginning of this, but I went ahead and already leveled it to 90, so you'll see that part in just a second. But for now, she is level 70, like I said. This is her stats, and she does have artifacts. She has 4-piece Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy, and I think they're all leveled up. Yes, they are. I'll click through these pieces for you. I do still want to try to get upgrades for her, because some of these are kind of whatever, you know? So if we can do that, that would be really nice. She is C0, and her talents are 166. We do have some books to level these, and I'll show you that as well, because I also farmed for those before doing this part. But yeah, let's get right into this. But first, I'd like to introduce you to today's sponsor, BuffBuff. With all of these amazing characters coming out that you definitely don't want to miss, you may be looking for a way to top up. That's where BuffBuff has you covered. BuffBuff is a reliable website with a way to top up in your favorite gacha games at a cheaper price. All you need to do is use my link in the pinned comment or scan the QR code currently on screen, select your preferred pack, input your UID and server, and you're all set. No login is required, keeping you secure. With global payments and positive reviews, it's no wonder that BuffBuff is your best choice for topping up. Thank you so much to BuffBuff for sponsoring today's video. So I started off these runs by hopping into co-op with blasterthedragon. Thank you so much for helping me out today. If you'd like a chance to possibly be in a video like this, there is a link to my Discord server in the description where I sometimes ping for co-op. We would love to have you in the community. The first claim was kind of whatever, honestly. I haven't been in this domain in a while, so I did forget the enemies, but thankfully Blaster was able to carry me very heavily with their clorinde, which I thought was very suitable given that's who we're building in this video. I honestly kind of miss Sumeru. It was definitely a fun time in Genshin Impact in my opinion. I know a lot of people didn't like the world quests, but I actually enjoyed them quite a bit. But thank you so much to Blaster the Dragon for helping us out today. It means a lot to me. I went to the crafting table and crafted up the weapon drops that we needed. And with that, I was able to ascend clorinde's weapon to level 90. Do keep in mind she's using Alhaitham's signature. I do not have her signature and I don't plan to pull for it. I have now hopped into co-op with Moose, who is going to help us out with farming for clorinde's talents. Of course, I am bringing Skirk and Dahlia again for friendship, while Moose has chosen to bring Farina and Escoffier to support me. The enemies in this domain are 2 of the Breacher Primuses, specifically the Dendro kind, but they weren't any trouble for us at all as our characters were able to take them out pretty quickly. The first drop was pretty solid. I was pretty pleased with it. On the second run, one of the Primuses got their shield up, but we were able to kill it pretty fast still. We did get another decent drop as well when we claimed. Thank you so much to Moose for helping me out with these runs. It means a lot to me. Hello, so I am no longer voiceovering. This is a live recording with my voice, and I invited my friend Seven over. He's gonna help me totally annihilate this boss for clorinde, and it's gonna be awesome. He'll probably get it quickly. His Skirk is very strong. Oh my god. I can't, bro. I can't. That was insane. Okay, here's our first claim. We get 3 drops, because of course we do. Get him, Dahlia! Alright, here is my burst. It's... okay. Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. Oh my god, it still attacked 7 even after it died. That was funny. Alright, Dahlia ult. Surely that'll help. Oh my lord, dude. This damage is crazy. If you couldn't tell, his Skirk has constellations, but yeah. We're still getting only 3 drops, which is unfortunate. Alright, and here is our final claim for today. And then we're gonna go do the weekly boss. Well, now I'm back to fight the seahorse again. And this time, I have all of my characters at Friendship 10 now, which means I can do this by myself, and I can bring whoever I want, which is quite nice if I do say so myself. Alright, let's see how fast I can clear this. Alright, 1 Skirk Ultimate! Oh, that finishes it. Okay, awesome. Love that for me. Let's do our claim. Okay, that's another rundown. Let's claim the boss drop. What do we get? 3 drops again. But we do get a purple chunk, so that's cool, I guess. I'm gonna pick up my stuff again with the Skirk Ultimate. Or for the Skirk Ultimate, I mean. Since we have, I think they're called Void Rifts. And then I'm gonna do some normal attacks. There we go. And here's our final claim for today. There we go. Now, I do believe that if I go to ascend clorinde here, all I need now are these gemstones and these xenochromatic crystals. So we can go ahead and craft these gemstones right now. And after assassinating the local wildlife, it does look like we can make a good chunk more of these. So let's do this one. And now we can ascend clorinde. Very exciting stuff. I don't know if I'll level her very far though, just because of Mora complications. So we'll level her to 81 for now, and we'll come back to it later. For now, we do need to work on her talents, and we're gonna need more of these xenochromatic crystals to do that. So while I'm murdering the local wildlife, I thought I'd talk about the things that I like about clorinde. First of all, I think her design is really cool. I really like the purple, and I just think it's really nice. It looks great. I do remember there was this sort of leaked design back when Fontaine was first coming out, and I thought that was really cool too. I think I might actually prefer it, but I still think her current design is really cool and it suits her. I also think her story is really cool. I really like her dynamic with Navia. I thought that was a really interesting concept, with her being the one who basically had to take her father's life, Navia's father's life, to be specific. That was a really interesting thing that they had to overcome. I also think her gameplay is super fun and engaging. I really liked the fast normal attacks with her gun and sword, and then doing the dash, like E skill. I think it's so fun, and I'm really excited to finally be able to use her. It's really unfortunate that I haven't built her all this time, because I really do think she is a really fun character, and I'm so happy now that she's finally being built. I think her story quest was pretty neat as well. I think the thing with the little art, I guess they're called sprites, right? The sprites for the tabletop troupe were really cool. And I was so excited when I saw they were in the Nod Cry anecdotes as well. That was really cool to see them bring that back. I hope they do more with it in the future because, yeah, I just think it's a neat little touch. But anyways, I think we're wrapping up this unfortunate wildlife farming session. So I'll see you guys to level her up some more. So I ended up leveling Clorinde's skill, and then I leveled Clorinde herself to level 90, so that was pretty exciting. I did have to farm a bit more at first, but once I did, I finally got her at that final level, and it was really an exciting moment for me. I could really feel like I was finally able to say that my Clorinde is not benched anymore, and I'll finally be able to test her out. But I wasn't done yet. I tried to strongbox a few more artifacts for Clorinde, but unfortunately, I did not have much luck. So we're actually going to go ahead and hop into some domain runs and try to get some more artifacts for her that are better. So I've got 5 condensed resin to spare for today, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and use Clorinde herself for this. Hopefully we can get some good results. I know she's not like the best for this domain, like you kind of want Geo, but it is what it is, you know? And honestly, it looks like we're still doing pretty good anyways, which it might be the Columbina Inefa carry here, but it's still fun to play this team, so I don't really care. Now, let's see if we got anything good. Oh boy, HP circlet, oh my god, a defense goblet. It does not look like we're going to be particularly lucky today, but it is what it is. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting some good results out of clorinde here. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about this, but I absolutely freaking love clorinde's ult animation. It was so cinema when it first came out, and it's still cinema now. Alright, here's our second domain run, and we are not getting anything useful. Something I struggle with is I kind of spam my mouse clicks, so it's hard for me to realize when I'm pressing the third normal attack to do her skill, but it's okay, I'll get the hang of it. I'll pay more attention. Alright, here's our third claim, and we are still not getting pieces. Fourth claim, what will we get? Okay, you know what? This is a good artifact. Unfortunately, it's not on the set we want, but I will gladly take an artifact like that, especially because it's a 4-liner. And who knows, maybe one day I'll have Emily, and she can use that piece, I guess. And we finished the domain off with clorinde, so let's see what we get for our final claim. Okay, they're all unfinished reverie artifacts, which is not what we're looking for, and of course we get a good piece on the set we're not looking for, but hey, a good artifact is a good artifact, you know? I will give the artifact Strongbox one more chance to bless me here, but it's not looking— oh, okay, here's a piece. It's not ideal in terms of the substats, but double crit on a 4-liner is pretty good in my opinion. And we have like a couple more we can do, I think, but it's not looking— okay, yeah, that was all that we could do. Well, her current feather is already pretty good, but you know, we can see if this new one will be any better. Alright, we got an HP roll, which is not great. Okay, crit rate, that is what we want. I'm not a big fan of this piece. I'll take it to 16, but I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I really don't think it's gonna be worth it. Oh no, it high rolled. Do I really take this to 20? Is that the play? Okay, this is garbage. This is genuinely garbage. Oh well. So that brings us to our final clorinde build. Sadly, we couldn't really get artifact upgrades, but it's okay. I think we still have a really good build. We are working with 1,700 attack, 117 elemental mastery. Her crit stats is 61 to 264. She's got a level 95 Alhaitham signature. She is on her signature artifact set. And again, I will click through these pieces so that all of you can see what we have here. I know our crit rate is kind of low, but unfortunately we don't have alternatives. But I do hope I can fix this build in the future to have better crit stats for my crit rate. She is C0 as she was earlier, and her talents are 199. So with that all said and done, I think it's a perfect time for us to actually properly test our clorinde build. We'll be using some different teams in the overworld, as well as using the DPS dummy calculator in Milliastra Wonderland. So here we have our first team. It features clorinde, Inefa, Columbina, and Sucrose. This team is essentially an electro-charged team, or rather lunar-charged, and I am excited to try it. It will probably be our best performing team. We'll see though. Our test subject will actually be the Prima Bishop at first. I just want to see how fast the team can actually clear an overworld boss, and this is one that I really like to fight. So yeah, let's see what we have here. Alright, and then I'm gonna swirl with Sucrose, and then we go into clorinde. Alright, looks like we're taking it out pretty quickly. I shouldn't have used her burst yet, but it's fine. It's fine. I have a shield to quote-unquote counter— oh, it died. That wasn't so bad. That was pretty good. So now, if we go to DPS dummy, Let's see how our damage is. I'm very sorry if I'm not doing the rotation completely properly. You are totally free to give a better rotation in the comments, and I probably should have started with her burst. That's too bad. Alright, looks like we're having some pretty good DPS here. I need my burst though. I ran into some energy problems apparently. Alright, now I start with my burst, and then we do this. The DPS did drop a bit because I wasn't properly good with my ER. That was some terrible wording, but you know what I mean. It's really hard for me to speak properly when I am doing combat, so yeah, even when it's something like this where I don't have to worry about the enemy hitting me. I think we got to almost 80k DPS there though, so you know, considering clorine's like status as... Oh, I should probably end it. I pressed the wrong button. I meant to press the one that ends the combat part, but I just ended the whole Wonderland. Well, I was going to say, considering clorine's status as a Fontaine character that's been power crept a bit, I think that kind of damage from her is pretty good. Of course, we also had Inefa and Columbina on the team contributing, and you know, Sucrose is here to buff us, but it's nice that we can play in a team that isn't super far behind like the top DPSs, considering how long ago clorinde was released compared to these newer characters. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, our next team is an overload team. Do bear in mind, my Chevrus is level 60, so I guess things could be better here. But otherwise, these characters are built. I should probably put Mavuika on scroll real quick, actually. She's on Codex. Okay, let's go back and fight our lovely Geovishap friend again. I don't know exactly what order I should go in for this team, actually. I guess we'll do Chevy, Mavuika, Fischl, and then I got hit, and I got hit again. That's not part of the rotation, but it's part of my rotation. Oh my god, I'm getting bonked like crazy. I'm gonna use my ult. I didn't use it at the right time. Or maybe I did. I guess I did use it at the right time. Oh, I didn't. Hold on, I'm gonna restart this. This is not a good example. Okay, let's wake him up again. I really need to redo that. I need to perform better than I was. Like I said, it's just really hard for me to do combat at the same time that I am talking. So it is what it is. Oh, yep, see? I don't know. My rotations are not rotating. Clorinde? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting bonked like crazy. Ooh, the ult did some damage though. Oh, Clorinde died. I feel like every single video, I just mess everything up somehow with the showcase. Okay, we have healed the party. Wait, I don't like these wings on Chevy. I need to change. Okay, let's wake him up again. Mavuika skill, Chevy hold skill, Fischl E, or skill as it is called. Oh no, I can't iframe with Fischl. Oh, I forgot. Why? That's like so silly though. I feel like they should fix that, shouldn't they? I probably shouldn't Mavuika ult. Yeah, that stole the kill. Oh well. At least, you know, at least we got it done. Am I right? Alright, we're back in DPS dummy. Let's see how we do against an enemy where we don't have to worry about being hit and stuff. So it looks like we're peaking at about 47,000 DPS. We're like almost hitting 50k pretty much. And I mean, considering the team we're using, I don't think that's too terrible. I feel like my builds could also be better. So our final team is a sort of quick bloom team featuring Fischl, Kokomi, and Lauma with our clorinde. I remember this is how clorinde was played at one point back in the day, except of course Lauma didn't exist at the time, so you would use Nahida. Okay, you know what I think would actually be fun is testing clorinde on Scara. I will see you guys when I get to the part where I can actually do the funny little DPS showcase thingy. Alright, so now we just have to break the things. Oh, I can't use clorinde. Please don't mess up. Please don't mess up. Okay, I got it. Okay, I missed. I freaking missed. How did I manage to miss? I think I was panicking too much and it messed up my aim. Alright, let's do the actual showcase now. Alright, official skill, llama skill and burst, kokomi skill, and clorinde. Okay, I didn't see how much damage that was. We're killing him very quickly though. You guys can see the numbers on screen. It was like so many numbers that I couldn't tell what was going on. So yeah, I think that was pretty fun. Alright, so now let's do the actual test in DPS dummy. We got clorinde ult, and then we go in and do her rotation combo thingy. And then, okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I took too long to refresh with Kokomi though. I probably could have used Columbina instead of Kokomi, but I kind of wanted to try a team with older characters, you know? So I think the only new character that I wanted to try here was Lauma because we hadn't used her in a team yet. How much did we do actually? I think so clorinde did most of the damage here, which is great. Fischl also contributed a lot because, you know, she's Fischl. But we got about 1,000,000 damage out of clorinde in those rotations, so that's pretty exciting. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this rather questionable showcase and bearing with my skill issue. I'll see you guys in the outro where I'll give you my thoughts on clorinde. So, what are my honest thoughts on clorinde? Well, I think it's safe to say that she definitely has been power crept. Obviously, her numbers aren't going to be as good as the modern Nodcry era DPS, but I still think she has a lot of potential if you have the right teammates for her and you want to use her. I also think her playstyle is still very fun, and you can't take that away from her really. Yeah, I do recommend pulling her if you like her, but if you don't, obviously she is not going to be a huge game changer for your account, and there are other Electro DPS that you can choose from. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, Shark Bites. I hope you liked it, cause I liked making it. If you did enjoy, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing as it would mean the world to me, and it would help out the channel and video quite a bit. Also, if you'd like to support me further, I have a channel membership linked in the description. Thank you so much to my current channel members, alisande, blasterthedragon, and my mom. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for your continued support. Lastly, I have a Discord server in the description if you'd like to be part of the Shark Bites community. We would love to have you. Alright, take care, Shark Bites. I'll see you next time. Good luck on your Fontaine Chronicled Nefer and Lauma pulls. I hope they go amazing. Let me know how they go in the comments. Alright, bye bye!